I find it strange that Oleksandr Usyk still thinks Anthony Joshua is the better boxer over Danny Dubois when Danny Dubois, in fact, beat Joshua to the punch, beat him with the jab, overpowered him, overworked him, and knocked him out. And let me counterpunch. I think this could be a overall career thing, you know. Um, at first, I had to check the date because, this seems like something he said last year before the fight happened, before Joshua got beat by Dubois. But now he's saying that no, he's the better fighter. He's an Olympian, which is true. Um, then Daniel's still another boy. And I think that's disrespectful, to be honest with you. I do know, again, these articles and stuff like that, they like to rehash and regurgitate shit to get people to watch it or listen to it. If that's the case, okay, I'm sorry. But if this is something Oleksandr Usyk said, well, this needs attending to because, for one, yeah, the Olympian thing is cool. Daniel Dubois is not an Olympian. He did not go pro because he wanted to be a prize fighter. I mean, he did not go to the Olympics because he wanted to go pro, because he wanted to be a prize fighter. Let me correct that dyslexic shit right now. But no, but as far as that goes, Danny Dubois has a lot of amateur experience. In fact, he's been fighting longer than AJ. He's just younger than AJ. AJ started late in the game, just like Deontay Wilder started late in the game, just like a lot of fighters started late in the game, and then they lose that ability, they lose that experience of knowing how to do certain things at certain times. Okay, so calling Daniel a boy, that's disrespectful. He's 27 years old. 27 years old, I was not a boy. And I'd be damned somebody would call me one and not expect a fight or a retaliation from that. But what I will say is this. Oleksandr Usyk and Anthony Joshua became Olympic gold on the same night. I think, if this is a current statement from Oleksandr Usyk, it's either to respect the time frame or the era that he's in, because that's what happens with a lot of these fighters, even though they're older. Usyk is 38 years old now. Anthony Joshua is 35. They both were in the 2012 Olympic Games, and they both ended up coming up gold. Anthony Joshua at heavyweight and Usyk at cruiserweight. So, that may be him giving homage to the era, because it damn sure ain't the performance. Now you could argue that AJ ain't the person he used to be. He's not the fighter that he used to be. And we've seen better AJs, definitely. You know what I mean? So it might be overall, hey, you can't judge a fighter on that one night type thing. But unfortunately, the only stuff that we go on and we view or we experience from these fighters is their ability to perform while they're in the ring. Not the sparring, not the training camps, not any of that. Nothing behind the scenes, right? Or behind the curtain, so to speak. What they do in the moment. And I think a lot of fighters are able to do that, and excel in that, where AJ may not be. But, him saying the only thing they got in common is their boxers. Wow. Maybe Usyk saying this recently because he's trying to trash talk a little bit, not trying to give Daniel the credit that he deserved. But if anybody could compare those two, would be Usyk, because Usyk beat both of them and fought both of them ultimately, right? So, I think it's disrespectful though, and Daniel Dubois. I mean, he ain't saying shit anyway because we haven't heard from him since he, flew back to wherever, or London, Brazil, or wherever he went. So I don't know what he has to say about it, but I would like to know. You guys tell me what you think about Oleksandr Usyk stating that Anthony Joshua is the better boxer over Daniel Dubois, despite Daniel Dubois beating Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.